2022 is over. Wow, that went by so quickly. In many ways, I feel I didn't do much, especially in terms of game dev, but looking back, I did a lot more than I thought, and I think I'm in a much better place than I was at the start of the year. Let's take a look back over my projects that I worked on and come up with some intentions for the new year. The first big project I worked on was writing the collision system for my game engine. My previous engine had a few good features, however was limited when it came to the shapes it could detect. So I implemented an algorithm called separating axis theorem, which allows for more shapes and freedom in the engine. Unfortunately, I didn't make any games that really take advantage of the new system. However, I did get to make an explainer video for the theorem, which let me experiment with creating a more technical game dev video. I was a little worried when making the video because I get the general impression the YouTube audience doesn't care for anything too technical. However, it turned out to be one of my most viewed videos of the year. I've not done anything like that since, however it gave me the confidence to add more technical sections to my subsequent videos. Moving on to MAYnia, which is a pixel art challenge where you draw something new every day for a month. This was my second time participating in the challenge and I really enjoyed it. I love that you get to create something new every day, and at the end of the month you can look back and see just how far you've come. Unfortunately, this year I didn't really do any more pixel art beyond this challenge. I should probably look for opportunities to do more, perhaps in game jams or updating the art of my museum game. The next project I want to talk about is Dice Combat, a combat prototype for a dice building action adventure game that I made for the GMTK Game Jam. I think the game turned out well, although I'm not going to pursue it any further. It was a fun experiment during the jam and a chance to try out a new game engine. Well, new to me. The game was made with Godot, which is a game engine I'd heard a lot about over the last 2 years but had never actually used. It was really fun checking out, seeing how games are made with Godot and trying GDScript. Whilst I'm still going to continue making my own game engine, I feel that this really opened doors for me to try more engines, especially during game jams. Hopefully this will help my own game engine as I can get a feel for what works and what doesn't work throughout the game development process. Finally, turning to the big project of the year, my museum game. The majority of the work on the game was done as part of the 100 Days of Game Dev Challenge, where each day I posted my progress to Twitter. Throughout the challenge, I rewrote my game engine and worked on an isometric grid as a base for the game world. The grid allows players to add items to cells, corners and edges, which is perfect for building a museum. I also used a test-driven approach to write much of the code, which I think made the game more stable, behaving how I wanted, resulting in less bugs. To get the demo ready, I imported as many sprites as I could from the concept art into the game and finally released it in September. Whilst this wasn't when I had originally planned, I think the release went well and I received a lot of fantastic feedback about the game. I'm currently working to improve the demo, refactoring a lot of code I rushed in the 100-day challenge, and taking on suggestions from your feedback. I'm very excited to see where the game goes in the new year, and that brings me nicely onto 2023 and my game dev intentions. Similar to goals, but it doesn't matter so much if I achieve them. My first intention is to join more jams and challenges. This was also my intention last year, however I didn't take any steps to achieve this. So going into the new year, I've got my eyes set on some jams and challenges, starting with the big one, Global Game Jam at the end of January. I also intend to use the jams to help expand my skills. For example, I could focus on art or try out a specific engine during a jam. My next intention is to continue working on my museum game. I really want to get an updated version of the demo out and move on to a new stage of the project. I have a number of ideas that I could try, from adding NPCs to trying a slightly different art style that may suit it better. Either way, I'm hoping to get some excellent progress on the game. Finally, I intend to focus more on YouTube. I did a lot of Twitter last year, and whilst it was great to be able to post quick progress updates, I didn't enjoy it as much. I'll probably still post new videos and pixel art on there, but not as often as I did earlier in the year. I've got plenty of ideas for videos covering the jams, challenges, updates to my game and some technical explanations, so I'm very excited for everything going into this new year. How about you? What are your game dev intentions this year? Are you going to focus on small projects or a big one? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic year.